Shri, I request you to turn on the cam. And good evening, all the participants.
Good evening.
Happy evening, Pang. Happy evening, Miro.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Ma'am, happy evening.
Good evening, Shri.
Hey, good evening, Ratika. Sorry, I will stay for some time. I just need to take care of something urgent.
Yeah, sure. And Miss Mitali is also joining, right?
I am not sure because I just was
Yeah,
doing.
I just got a mail from Charu.
Okay, good. Then she will find.
Good day again. I repeat, please check if you are on mute and kindly please turn on your videos. I guess we are good to go. So let's start our session today. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. And today, I'm extremely glad, wishing a very happy Workers' Day, and may you all take the extra mile to do something amazing. That being said, I would now like to introduce our CEO, Ms. Latika Rangaraj, an MBA in Treasury Risk, coupled with an Enterprise Risk Management qualification from IIMD and 28 years of global experience in India and the Gulf in the BFSC sector. She was head of operation at ICICI Bank and head of risk management operation at Public Authority for Social Insurance, Oman. On her return to India, she chose to follow her dreams and became an entrepreneur, partnering with Do-It-Yourself Academy, DIYA, a startup that aims to bridge the widening industry academic divide with its industry. She is also anchoring this startup at its COO and spearheading DIYA's growth strategy. She is passionate about empowering women who have the desire to utilize their inherent talents and live their dreams of becoming an entrepreneur. She is an educationist and philanthropist, besides being a committed and proven mentor and coach to many youngsters. Over to you, Ms. Latika Rangaraj, for the welcome note.
Thank you, Shruti. That's very nice of you. Before we start the event, I would request everyone to observe a 1-minute silence, paying respect to all the citizens of India in the situations that we are, praying for the COVID-affected patients and also for harmony and peace all over the world. I request all of you all to just observe silence by closing your eyes for 1 minute. Thank you, everyone. Stay blessed. So on behalf of all of us at Do-It-Yourself Academy, DIYA, better known as DIYA means light, I warmly welcome all the members of Intel, eLabotronics, our partners, students from different colleges who had the opportunity to learn a new skill, and our guests to this event. We sincerely thank Ms. Mithali, Ms. Charulata, Ms. Shiri, and the entire team of Intel for this noble initiative and for their faith and trust in DIYA to impart the requisite knowledge and skills to these students in helping them this first step of their journey ahead of becoming future ready. We are also thankful to Dr. Peng, Mr. Miro, and team from Australia and all our partners for their strong support in making this project a great success. I request Shruti to give a brief about Ms. Mitali, who's representing Intel, and
Ma'am, you're on mute, ma'am.
oh, I'm sorry. Good evening. On behalf of all of us at Do It Yourself Academy, DIYA, I warmly welcome all the members of Intel, electronics, our partners, students from different colleges who had the opportunity to learn a new skill, and our guests to this event. We sincerely thank Ms. Mithali, Ms. Charulata, and Ms. Shiri, and the entire team of Intel for this noble initiative and for their faith and trust in DIYA to impart the requisite knowledge and skills to these students and helping them in this first step of their journey ahead to becoming future ready. We are also thankful to Dr. Ping and Mr. Miro and the team from Australia and all our partners for their strong support in making this project a great success. I request Shruti to give a brief about Ms. Mitali Mona Lisa from Intel, who would be speaking about this project and its objective, how Intel took this forward. Thank you. All over to you, Shruti.
Sure, ma'am. So, Mitali Mona Lisa, Director, Analytics and Develops team in Intel CCG, has 20 years of experience in the high-tech industry with a focus on software product development, program management, and DevOps. She worked out of the Intel campus for 10 years in various roles and is now based out of Bangalore, India. She leads Women at Intel, India Diversity and Inclusion Chapter, which initiated this training sponsors via DIYA. She is a certificated agilist, loves to coach people, and inspires many women in the industry. Over to you, Ms. Mitali Mona Lisa.
Shruti, thank you for that wonderful introduction. Am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. And Latika ji, that was really nice way to start the event today. It's really, we are all in this together with what is going around. But I applaud you for continuing to lead this this initiative today amidst everything else that's going on. So Shruti, before I start, I have to say that I'm very impressed with how you are running an online forum right now. And I look back on when I was in the engineering college or starting out my career, and I wasn't even, 1/10 of how you're leading that. So keep it up.
That's so nice, ma'am. Thank you.
So good afternoon, everyone. It's definitely my honor to be here today for this milestone event. And it's a privilege to represent Intel India in this effort. So before I start out, first of all, congratulations to all of the students who successfully completed this workshop. It is an amazing achievement in itself, and especially given everything else that is going on right now in India and around the world. It is amazing that you are able to stay focused and keep doing it. Sometimes that is what, makes us different from the others, is to just keep our eyes on the goal and continuing to march towards that. I want to thank DIYA and Ms. Latika, right, for facilitating this event, the workshop so far, and for this wonderful initiative and the thought behind this. I would like to know more about DIYA and see what else you are doing. It was really nice to hear from Latika ji in terms of, do it yourself, which finally it comes down to that at a certain level. So Intel has been, partnering with DIYA, and to start out, Intel has had a very strong diversity and inclusion initiative, right? And it's we have a multi-year roadmap in terms of where we want to take this forward, and is definitely committed to see positive changes in this area. When we talk about diversity or we talk about inclusion, there is a certain element of, how do we empower various thought process, and not just, women, but there is a big part of how do we build up the strong pipeline to create the women of the future. And Intel is certainly invested in that. I am personally excited to see the results of the hard work put together by so many people which made this happen. Right? And I want to special call out to my Intel colleagues, Charu, Lata, and Siri, who have been the core of driving this program. I think they have been at this for months, and I hear stories from Charu, mostly Charu. She's very, very passionate about it. And I can't wait to see some of the testimonials that we have received also in terms of how this is benefiting the students. I want to just take a few minutes and are you still able to hear? I got to do this every few minutes. Sometimes my internet drops.
Ma'am, it's audible.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to share a small story. That's what Charu suggested that I do, and I'm going to use that time for that. When I look back at my own career journey, I see two pivotal points which brought me here today. And every time I look back, I think that if any of these points had changed in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today. I grew up in a small town in Odisha, and I grew up in the 1980s. My father made enough money to run the household. So spending the salary in education was a luxury at that time. And we were 3 siblings, right? I had a sister and a brother. And the first pivotal point was when my father and my mother decided to treat me, my sister and my brother the same. And they provided us with the same opportunity. And, 4 years of engineering college and then 2 years of, post-graduation wasn't easy. Right? I started getting some of the stipend you used to get at that time. But, I look back and I think that decision changed me, and I'm here today. And I got my engineering degree, roughly 20 years ago, right? And when I look back at the class, you'll see seas of males and then, 3 or 4 females, right? Today, the numbers and the data has changed, and we have so many more representation. I think it's an opportunity. It's also a privilege, and we should figure out how we use some of that and pave the way for some of our future generations. The second pivotal point was when I decided to continue working after marriage. I was tempted, I was forced, I was coaxed to quit. And I decided to continue that and use what I learned. And I again keep going back. I thank my family and other people for supporting the decisions. But if I had not done that, then I wouldn't be here today speaking to you, right? Forget everything else. So the reason I wanted to share that story is this workshop, right? This IoT and the AI workshop that happened. I'm assuming everybody walked away learning something from me. And if you want to remember one thing from this talk, be proud of what you learned, because there are other people who don't know what you know today because of the workshop. Find out places where you can use your learnings, and then one day come back to Intel to amplify your contributions to the society. So I want to leave you with that. And thanks once again, Latika ji and Charu and others and Shruti for this opportunity to be here today. I wish you all very best in your future.
Thank you, Mitali, for the wonderful words and story. It inspires others to walk towards the objective of doing well to the society. Thank you so much. It was a good, and we really sincerely thank Intel for giving us this opportunity to be part of this good initiative. Look forward to be associated with you for a long time. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, ma'am, thanks once again. It was highly motivating. Moving on with our session. Now I introduce Mr. Miroslav Kotaski, and I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing your names wrong. He was the Chief Technical Officer of Stem Cell Foundation, AI Social Business Startups, Pro Vice Chancellor of Central University Institute in Cameroon, and Technical Transfer Life Member in Asia Regional Training. Over to you, Mr. Miro.
Okay, thank you very much. And I would like to, first of all, thank DIYA for doing these workshops and taking the opportunity to do that. And also thank Mitali for coming. Yeah. Thank you, Mitali, for also coming and observing this, because it's very good to see support from Intel, especially for the girls. So what the girls have been doing is actually taking advantage, I suppose, of our technology, which is very new. DIYA saw the opportunity. The opportunity exists because we invented and created a new technology here called RunLink, and that RunLink technology is a web page. It's a development tool, and it's a web page, and that web page is able to create other web pages. So it can do Internet of Things, it can do AI, it can also do sensing, data logging, control, but also it can connect to the internet. It can work even without the internet for Internet of Things as well, but it can connect into devices. So it's very much a connecting technology. And this is where I think the girls have been able to see that. DIYA took the opportunity when we were able to put this as an online version, and then they were also able to use this, and we will see their projects. What's important is that they can then apply their projects. Okay, one of the things they can apply it to is also to create a smart home, and this will then expand also that aspect of the gender equality. To talk about this a little bit more, I'm actually inviting Peng, the CEO of Elabtronics, and the Stem Cell Foundation, which we started for education here in Australia. So, Peng, if I can hand it over to you just for 10 minutes. Thanks. You're muted.
Thank you, Miro, for the introduction, and good evening from here. We are about 8:22 in Adelaide from South Australia. And I'm not sure whether there are any other people from good morning or good afternoon. I'm sure from India. Good afternoon to all. Again, if I can repeat what Miro has acknowledged about DIYA giving this hard work that they have spent so much time together with Intel. I think it will be difficult for this project to go ahead. So thank you, Uday and your team, and the Intel team as well. Okay, so Miro has basically described what the technology is: a web page, the invention inside the Wi-Fi chip. And so one of the examples I like to share is basically a simple and yet quite complicated, if you don't have the right tool. It's called Intruder alarm for a smart home. So with 6 lines of code, these users could make the intruder alarm with one line of code to create a vision between the laptop and a camera. And with then 2 lines of code, the user, as young as starting from 10 years old upwards, will be able to make a web page with 2 buttons that he or she can control. Things are connected to the Wi-Fi chip. Remember, this web page is inside the Wi-Fi chip. And with 3 lines of code, the user then could include artificial intelligence voice. For instance, you type into this running a text message, and automatically, when you run it, the AI voice will activate. For instance, being an intruder alarm, a 10-year-old boy or girl could type in police on the way. Your photo has been sent to the police. Run or you go to jail. Yeah, some engaging, fun things that young students right up to uni to engineering companies can make use of this technology. So what I think is important to note that I have observed from the girls is that they can use such a tool to create gender equality. And I think today's theme is basically about women or girls empowerment, and as well as women in leadership. I think a technology like that would probably separate them who use such know-how in order to create support for this cause of developing gender equality in a way to double the human resource. So I will take this technology then into a conversation about a smart home. So the project that we have globally now in so many countries, that's from Asia to Africa to America, slowly to these countries, is to make every house a smart home. And using technology like this, like RunLink, which effectively is an artificial intelligence technology, in order to provide quality education. Quality education in the smart home, in the sense that we will be able to, thank you, Mira, we will be able to provide a difference of a few hours instead of months of work in order to justify quality education. UN SDGs, in this particular case, quality education is number 4, SDG number 4. If we provide girls with such skills of IoT, STEM, AI inside a smart home, then we are hoping that we'll raise the percentage in terms of STEM participation. In Australia, it's only about 10%. To, let's say, 100%, same as the boys. So we have double the human resource, 200%, right? So what sort of problem can we solve then inside this smart home? COVID-19 has created a secondary pandemic, which I think is going to last for a long time. And we call it AI drug addiction. So how can this technology, with now the doubling of human resource inside this smart home, be able to replace this AI drug addiction effectively? That what we are saying is, these AI online games and so forth, which United Nations has done a lot of research during this period, and found that there's a huge spike in a lot of mental health problems because of stress created within families, between children and parents. Children spend about 10 hours per day. We have a case called Arifin in Malaysia, creating so much unhappiness inside the house. that parents have to go to hospital and look for antidepressant, which is a terrible thing to happen. And they are Bangladeshi, went to Malaysia to get quality education for Arifin, 16-year-old, and end up with a problem like that. So then we use the quality education to replace those AI drug addiction, the games, and end up with him winning a half scholarship, 30,000 Malaysian dollars. And it doesn't stop there. He actually then, obviously through this network of mentors, advisors from university, from school, throughout our network, he decided to sponsor a girl called Pavana from a girls' school in Penang to then come to his school in Kuala Lumpur in order to share the story of the smart home, creating exactly those UN SDGs. So it also doesn't stop there. We want to share with you how a technology like this can create, can release creativity. In this particular case, the example is the more you give, the more you receive. So Arifin gives a sponsorship of 1,000 Malaysian dollars, okay, for 2 tickets for Pavana and her friend to fly to Kuala Lumpur. And in return, Pavana now is introducing the Minister of Housing to Arifin. So Arifin gives 2 tickets and Pavana gives literally, in a very blunt language, the Minister of Housing to Arifin so that they can present the smart home concept. And just a few days ago, we heard that somehow funding is enough to provide 150,000 laptops for 150,000 students because of this COVID, in order for them to continue learning from home because of the shutdown, you see, because of the lockdowns, the movement control in Malaysia. So imagine 150,000 homes. Suddenly the minister is transforming a house into a smart home in order to provide quality education to solve problems like gender equality, as I said. That is basically UN SDG number 5. And then mental health inside the house to replace all these very addictive AI games with quality education of building intruder alarm, robotics and things like that. A lot of fun things that they're doing. So in a way, that leads to then 2 strategies that we are using. One to implement this technology is actually make STEM a daily language. It's an education reform strategy from Bhutan. The King of Bhutan, in his National Day speech last year in December, in the part of the education reform is to make STEM a daily language. So I thought the smart home idea would be able to achieve that dream, vision. The other one is really important that we use in every country, Thailand, Indonesia, and so forth, Malaysia, is a PricewaterhouseCoopers STEM economy research report that says if you shift 1% of the working population, in this case Australia, to STEM jobs, the GDP of Australia will increase by $57 billion. So I'm encouraging the DIYA students, or any friends listening in, let's do the exercise with India, or even a city, and shift 1% of working population of Chennai, for instance, or Bangalore, to STEM jobs and see how many billions of rupees the GDP will increase. So then, how do we achieve that strategy? There's 2 strategies. We believe that smart home idea of implementing UN SDG will achieve that quite easily. We're solving a lot of these problems that AI is a good thing, very good thing. I think we have also seen during this COVID, these AI games can be very destructive. Besides AI games, obviously AI has many other good and bad things too, just like anything in life, right? So I think that let's listen to the girls. I think you would be able to pick up what they have. I'm here to learn as well, to get the creative ideas as to what they can use for this technology to solve problem. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Peng.
Sure.
So just to add to that, we are also expanding this out to ARTDO, which is the Asian Regional Development Organization. So we're doing roundtables with them as well. So I'll hand back then to the chairperson here, and we can then listen to the girls. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, Mr. Miro and Dr. Peng, on this wonderful and informative presentation on Runlink and its application. Now we have students with their presentation on what they have learned during this workshop, from the basics to the AI application. First up, we have Satvika with a project on surveillance camera. Over to you, Satvika.
Yeah, thank you. So good evening to one and all present here. I'm Satvika from Chennai. I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in Electronics and Communication Engineering, Ishwari Engineering College, Chennai. So I first of all thank all the organizers for these wonderful sessions and the opportunity to do my presentation in front of each and everyone present here. So I'd like to give the feedback. So the hands-on AI and workshop has helped me to gain hands-on practical experience. First, when I heard about the topics of each session from the guide, I felt learning would be complicated as like these topics. But while attending these sessions, it was very easy to understand and implement the concepts taught by Rishabh sir. His way of explanations and his guidance made these sessions understandable and useful. And this boosted up my confidence level to explore more and more into AI field. And I actually wanted to get practical industry experience before I start off my career. And the experience which I expected, I have gained here through DIYA sessions. And on the whole, I felt that these 5 sessions were very good and informative for me. So I'm going to explain about how to implement the surveillance camera view in just 2 lines of code. So let me share my screen. Yeah. Okay, so this is the topic for mine. So surveillance camera view. And coming to the next slide, the required thing is the Runlink platform and Android app. So the required devices are my phone and the laptop. And using the let's come to the Android app. So first install, then after installing, click on the Android app. So my devices will be visible. By clicking on the Android web, we can see the, we can note down a Wi-Fi IP address. And then the last step is the request between the laptop and the phone connection via the same Wi-Fi IP address. And this is the Runlink platform. So let's come on to the demonstration. So I'll share the web page thing. So this is the 2-line code. First, when I heard from my guide, I was like, how is it possible with 2 lines of code? But after viewing into the code, I found that it is possible. So the first line of the code says that is the header tag, that is H2. H2 is one of the header tags. So this is the junior tag of H1. So if we start off with the tag, H2 tag, like H2 style, text align center, That means the surveillance camera view is the text, and which will be aligned at the center, and we end the tag with the slash. And the second line is iframe. That's the main thing. So this iframe tag gets the output in line with the current HTML document. So the style, position, height, width, border, and all is related to the output display. And SRC is the source. So this is the IP address of my own Wi-Fi. So it is very important to note that the my phone and the laptop should be in the same Wi-Fi IP address, and we end the tag. So now click on to the Android app. I hope this is visible. So click on to the Android app, which is installed over the phone. Then now the run code button is visible, I guess. So let's run the code. So now it says that I have to accept the request to connect. So through phone, I have to accept it. So now I'm accepting it. And I hope the output is visible. So this is the screen after connecting. And then now I click on to the camera. So now I have to just click on to OK. And then the camera, the camera which is attached through phone is being activated over here, not my laptop camera. So that's why it's actually shaking. And this is the back side of my back camera is getting activated. So if I have to activate the front one, I'll just have to switch it. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's just like, okay, so I'll switch. So the front side, that is myself, I'm visible to me. So that's all is the output. This is the surveillance camera view. So
all right, Satvika, it was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Satvika, and special thanks to your valuable feedback. Your presentation
was Satvika, Shruti.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
applause to Satvika.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, participants, can we give a big applause to Satvika?
Thank you all.
Your presentation looks more easier than the course, I believe. So next up, we have Kamila Begum, if I'm not wrong, with a project on automatic lamp. Over to you, Kamila.
Yes, ma'am. A very good evening to Honorable Present here. It's my great pleasure to present my presentation in front of you all. I'm Kamila Begum. I'm from Sedu Institute of Technology. I'm pursuing my degree in BTech Information Technology. First, I would like to thank DIYA for this wonderful workshop, which is sponsored by Intel. I just wanted to say how wonderful the workshop was. The presenter presented and delivered a content was very clear as well as a very interactive manner. The best part of the workshop is I have worked through the runtime environment, which is easy to understand the concepts quick and easier. So at the day of fun, I always feel like wow, because what I was looking for my project was the concept of the session. So I will surely apply in the real-time applications in my upcoming projects. Now I'm presenting my screen. Hope my screen is visible. Here I'm coming to my example module, which I have taken as a traffic light lamp. In this part, before going to the traffic light, I would like to explain what is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the human intelligence in machines, which we program to think like a human as well as think like their human actions. being with example, IBM is one of the best company and one of the company to deliver the traffic rules by using artificial intelligence. Because the last year its team of engineers have applied for the patent of the traffic light, which comes over in a successful manner. So the traffic control lamp through the artificial intelligence was very good and benefitable manner. Here the workshop I have used the Run platform, which is embedded with the 3 codes, HTML, CSS, as well as the JavaScript. Now I'm going to work and show my project. Here, this was my project. I'm entering into the Runlink environment. Here I have coded the HTML. Simply I have added the header tag as well as the 2 button tags. Button tag is used to click the on-click functions, which we have to go through it. Next, I'm in need of a traffic light symbol of a circle right. So it's a SVG tag we are using because it contains a graphical structure. And in JavaScript, I'm embedding the function called redLampOn. So I'm inside the document functions, I'm passing the ID address, which is equal to the source. Then after applying this, my entire output like this. When I'm switch on the red lamp on, it shows the red light. And when it is in off conditions, it gets off and shows light gray. Because I'm embedding here as a light gray when it is off and it is on when it is red. That's all about my project. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to present in front of you all. And thank you, Dia, for this wonderful workshop session.
That was amazing, Camila. Thank you. I think we can give a round of applause for Camila for making it easy and easy to understand. Yeah. Next up, we have Vinita with a story presentation. Over to you, Vinita.
Thank you, Shruti. Hi, all. I'm Vinita Vargas, currently pursuing my BTech degree in Christ College of Engineering in Nalakoda. I'm a final-year student. I was born and raised in Muscat, Sultanate of Oman, and I completed my primary education till 12th grade in School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, Sultanate of Oman. So to talk about my project, before I give my feedback, I'll speak about my project. That would help you to understand how I learned it well. So I was actually astonished to learn that I could create an app with just a few codes and, within minutes. So I'm going to present my screen first, and I'm going to give you a demo of how I presented the storytelling app. So this is my storytelling app, and here I have entered my email address as they have requested me to, and I'm going to start.
Initializing setup. Hey all, this is a storytelling app designed as a part of the 5-day hands-on workshop on AI and IoT conducted by DIYA Labs in association with Intel.
Okay, I hope you guys have heard that, and that was the AI voice message. And this is a Dropbox that has mentioned the email sent. Now, I would like to share another screen to explain how I have created this app. Now, this is the Runlink platform, and I'm really grateful to it, okay? So this is the Runlink platform, and this is an example template where I can just input my name, my email address, phone number, and the front page of the storytelling app would be just the title, and it would not be the AI message, whereas the voice message is here, and you can input anything that you want the AI to speak, and that would be delivered when you open the website. And this is the email message. As I mentioned before, an email would be sent once you enter the email, and that would be here. And as you can see, you can actually upload any image using an image URL or just from your browser. And that's more or less how I created the app. And my feedback would be that I am already familiar with WordPress. That is another device or another platform with which you can create a website. And in that, I need to include plugins and widgets and anything. And that takes a lot of time to actually create one website. here, while I operated in Runlink, it was very easy, and any person who's, as they said, even a 10-year-old can create a website and an app. So that is something great. And the 5 days workshop was really, honorable, because I know it's part of the International Women's Day, and I'm really honored to be a woman, just so I could learn all this, in the 5 days. And I know I am an electronics student, so I know how to, for an object detection or anything, I need to have an Arduino board, and I need to connect the motion sensor, and that's how all of us did our project. My whole classmates did our projects. Like, we need the Arduino board or the Raspberry Pi. Here, we don't really need it. I mean, Runlink has just helped us all with that. And I'm not a good coder. So, I mean, I'm not good with the programming part too. So, for me, learning this was really helpful, because I don't need to code a lot of like passages or essays around. I just need 6 or 2 coding lines. And with that, I could create a lot of things like surveillance and traffic light. And I really do hope to work more in Runlink platform. Especially, I would like to teach my friends too, because they're currently going through our final year projects and many other applications, like where we need to create projects. Like, we're going to go out for the career. And I would like to explain it to my friends as well as to my nieces and nephews. And maybe if I could take classes on these, it would really be honorable, because it's going to help a lot of people to learn a lot about AI and IoT with such an easy platform like Runlink. And that's more or less how I enjoyed my 5 days workshop, and even the mentors and everyone from DIYA Labs and Intel. Thank you so much for this opportunity. The mentors, just to appreciate them a lot, because they actually stood by me, explaining even SRC was source and href was, reference, and even the small thing that I asked them about, they explained it really well. I'm really grateful for that. So thank you. That's all about my presentation. Over to you, Shruti.
Thank you, Vinita. That shows how interested and involved you were throughout the course. Very happy for you, and all the best for you to proceed with. Up next, we have Darshini and a project on traffic light, if I'm not wrong. Darshini, yes, over to you. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening to one and all present here. My name is Darshini, and I'm currently pursuing my undergraduate in Electronics and Communication Engineering in Ishwari Engineering College, Chennai. First of all, I would like to thank Inter for conducting this workshop on AI and IoT. And they conducted it very well, and all those mentors, they were just amazing and explained each and every concept very well for the whole 3 sessions. My project is about the traffic light signal. Now I'd like to present it. I'm present screen. Okay, the basic idea of this project is to create traffic light signal with a red, yellow, and green light, and the control switches for switching on and off. It is done with a Runlink platform. It is a website which is basically created the website creating app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It is very easy and helpful for all the graduates to use to create a web link. Now I'd like to explain about the HTML part of the code. Here, the H1 is the title tag, and this is the title which I have given to my project. And this project consists of 3 sessions for red light, yellow, and green. I given the size of the circle, what diameter it should be, what it should be placed, and what is the color which is to be given inside the circle. And coming to JavaScript, which is basically added to make the web pages more interactive. Using the HTML tag, I created the circles which are used for creating the traffic light, and by adding the JavaScript, I'm just giving what's to be done by clicking on the button. I've given the function by getting element ID. These functions will work on, and when I'm clicking the on button, I will get the red light on, and on clicking the off, I will get the desired light which I'm given here. And coming to CSS, it is used for styling the document. And here I have used height and width to adjust the height and width of the buttons which I have used here. And this will be the output coming. Now I'll be showing the demo of how it will be working. Okay, I've entered all the codes here and I'm running it. On running, it will display a traffic light heading which I have given, and all the 3 circles are displaying here. By switching it on, all these lights will be turning on, and by switching it off, all these lights will be turning off to gray color, which I have given here. So this is the basic idea of this project, and this project can also be improvised by using timing mechanism, so that I don't need to manually switch on and off. It will be automatically turning on and off within a given time limit from red to yellow and yellow to green. It can be implemented in every traffic signal areas. And coming to AI, there are many such ideas which can be implemented even for household appliances. We can switch to this kind of we can create these kind of small projects so that we can turn our home appliances automated. And finally, I would like to thank DIYA and Intel for providing me this opportunity to present before all of you. Thank you.
It was very clear and easy to understand program. Final presentation we have from Sushmita on object detection. Over to you, Sushmita.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you for providing me the opportunity. I'm Sushmita. I'm basically from Tiruvannamalai, currently staying in Chennai. I'm pursuing my BTech Information Technology degree in SRM Ishwari Engineering College, Chennai, with CGPA 8.987. And actually, this workshop has a lot of information in a short time. We will be able to know what IoT, AI, and why they are important and some real-time applications. And we learned about building a DIY surveillance camera, then controlling appliances using on-off button, then how to create a storytelling app like this. From this, I conclude that I totally enjoyed and learned a lot in a comfortable environment. And it was an awesome work. The content was relevant and well present. It was an interesting workshop. I didn't only enjoy it, but have to try to practice it. I felt lost in the midst of things and not sure what I was have. Now I feel more confident to do something. Now let's get into my project. So this is my project, AI object detection. Okay. Object detection is one of the amazing applications of AI and can be done on individual images and videos. We can use object detection on various applications than we can imagine. Now, rather than building an object detection system from scratch, we will use these libraries that make our job much easier and faster. The libraries include MobileNets and TensorFlow. MobileNets are a family of mobile-first computer vision models for TensorFlow, designed to effectively maximize accuracy while being mindful of the restricted resources. MobileNets are particularly used when accuracy can be traded off for the speed of execution. Our project is done on Runlink platform. Then the upcoming codes need to be done in Runlink. Then we have to click the Run Code option. Here is my CSS code. Here the first line of this first line h1 tag is used to how is customizing my header, how it should look like font family and font size. And also in the next line, I'm customizing how the contents of my page should look like. Same the font family and the font size. Here is my HTML code. Under the head tag, I'm using the title tag to give the suitable title to my output screen. And I have used a series of script tags, which include some libraries that I'm in need of implementing this project. Lastly, the body tag. I have given the header tag that will be displayed at the top of my output page. This is my JavaScript code. I have used 5 variables classifier, video, result P, message 1, and previous message, which are declared with the var keyword. Then I have used 5 functions: function setup, model ready, classify video, and got result function. Here in function setup, I can also give as create canvas. And here the video, in the variable video, it will capture the image which is captured using the webcam. And in the classify variable, this ml5.image classifier is a method to create an object that classifies an image using a pre-trained model. We will determine a thing which we got using the camera and compare it with an model called MobileNet. And we have given an input, MobileNet, this video, and this function as a parameter, model ready. In this function, it will print loading model and video. After once model is ready, it will show the classify function. Classify video is given as is passed as a parameter here. So under the classify video function, it will classify from this got results function. In got result function, the async keyword is mentioned, which is short for asynchronous. The asynchronous code statement takes statements outside of the main program flow, allowing the code after the asynchronous call to be executed immediately without waiting. So here the result. Here, this got result function, the results are stored in an array based on the confidence level. So I have to get the first item. So as we all know, array index starts with 0. I'm retrieving it by results of 0.label. Label indicates the name of the thing which we have shown in front of the camera. And confidence is the output. That is how many digits we have to print in the decimal value, before or after the decimal value. Then if enough of results of 0.confidence, if the confidence is greater than 3.5, and we have shown a similar object which is not a previous object, then the message 1 is defined with new speech synthesis utterance, results of 0.label. Here the speech synthesis utterance is an interface of the web speech API, represents a speech request. It contains the contents of speech service should read and information about how to read. Then previous message is equal to results of 0.label. After this, some experimental results. And if I show my mobile, it classifies like television because it has a similar features like in rectangle shape like this. And if I show a washing machine, it shows like refrigerator because it also has a similar features. Like this, when I'm showing a ball, it shows balloon. Now I'm showing a demo. Okay. It's telling like loading model and video. Once the model is ready, it shows like model ready. Okay. Now I'm showing a coffee map. It shows like coffee pot. Coffee pot. And when I'm showing my sunglass, I got it. Then similarly, when I'm showing my mobile, oh my god, it shows first. Modem. Like, okay. Another object, water bottle. Like this, it considers some features and recognize the objects based on this confidence level and retrieve the first from the results array. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susmita. That was a very clear demonstration. And I wish all our participants could give a very big round of applause for all the 5 students who presented. And congratulations to all the participants on building your project. It shows the level of dedication and willingness to learn, and highly delighted to be receiving such positive and motivating, genuine feedbacks. Will surely encourage people to work more on activities like this. For the amount of interest and involvement this session has been able to create, we'll now have a live hands-on demonstration from Mr. Miro on IoT using RunLink. Over to you, Mr. Miro.
Thank you very much. So to do this demonstration, what I have done is I've actually shared the RunLink page, which is on my Wi-Fi chip. I'm going to switch over my video to my phone so that I can show this clearly. Okay, so can everyone now see me? Okay, I'm just going to turn around, and over here I have my board here on the table here in Australia, and inside this Wi-Fi chip, where the red dot is where the RunLink web page is. So that RunLink web page, because it's inside the Wi-Fi, you can then connect into the controller. The controller also has connections on it, and the blue wire, which is on C4 connection, is connected to a relay box. The relay box is a magnetic switch that when it's activated, then it can also turn on the lamp over here, for example. So this is the actual page which is open. Okay, and I have shared this page with Uday at the moment. So what I would like Uday to do, so Uday is just there in India, and so what I want him to do is actually then select C4, which is where the blue wire is, and make it a digital out. Okay, very good. And when he does that, you see that there's a red button. So when he presses that red button, the blue wire will have a signal. The relay box then will turn on, and my lamp turns on here immediately. For those that can see the video still on my phone, my lamp is actually on here in Australia. Okay, so that is a test to check whether the C4 is actually turning on. That's very good. So next to the C4, we should put a name. So we should actually then put in the name LAMP. Okay, L-A-M-P. Thank you, Uday. Also over here, I have on port C7, I have connected a light sensor. The light sensor is an input. It goes into port C7. So Uday has selected analog in, and immediately you can see that there is also numbers streaming from that. So this is the light level. So at the moment, it's from my light up here. If I cover this light sensor, if I put a shadow on it like this, you can see immediately the numbers go down, 172. If I cover it more, then it goes all the way down under 60, and if I press down my hand, we'll even go down to, okay, 16. Very good. Now, of course, the lamp can be many other things, a fan, there can be a pump. Also, the input can be many other things as well. So today we have a light sensor, but this could be a temperature sensor, could be a pH sensor, could be a soil moisture sensor, many things. Okay, Thank you, Uday. Uday has given a name for that as well. So the next thing we want to do then is use the light sensor to see if we can automatically, using the JavaScript, to control the lamp. So if we go to the JavaScript loop, okay, Uday, if you go to the box below, the JavaScript loop, and I can also guide you on that. So if we type in, for example, just the if, just type in if into the JavaScript loop box. Yep, just type it in, and then the round bracket. Okay, that's good. And now select the analog in from the first selection box. Okay, so analog in. So we're going to measure the light sensor. Analog in. Okay, good. And the device is the light sensor, which we're measuring. And then if you put your cursor next to the round bracket, okay, then press add macro. Then it says if analog in light sensor. So we just delete that semicolon, which is at the end, and then put in a less than. We're going to compare that light sensor we measured to an actual value. So let's say if it goes under 100, let's say if it goes dark, then we want to turn on the light. Okay, so we need a round bracket at the end. Thank you. And now we go to the next line. You can simply select from the first box the turn on. Okay, the turn on at the top. There's a turn on. Okay, good. Then we can select the lamp. Okay, if we press add macro, then it will turn on the lamp. Okay, now if the light is on, we want the lamp to turn off automatically, save electricity. So we want to type in the word L-E-L-S-E. Okay, on the next line, just type it in. No, we don't need an if, we just need a L, E-L-S-E. Okay, that's good. And just go one line down, and then we can turn off the lamp in that case. Okay, so there we have it. If we measure the light sensor, less than 100, turns on, else turn it off. So if you go up to the top right-hand corner, okay, up here next to stop code, we can simply press run code. And then if you see my video, okay, if I'm covering now the light sensor, then actually the value goes down. Okay, Uday, if you could just scroll your page so we can see the light sensor value as well. The value will actually go down when it goes under 100. So it's going down. Okay, and now when it's reaching 100, then you see straight away here in Australia, we actually have the lamp turning on. Uday is doing this from India. Okay, so open the page from India. Okay, if I uncover my hand, so now I'm uncovering it, then it goes over 100 and the lamp turns off. Okay, that's excellent. Next thing we want to show is how to then connect the outputs, for example, to create buttons on a web page. So in the HTML, we'll simply create a heading. So if we put in the triangle H1, then that will be the heading. Okay, H1 heading. Okay, that's good. And then just type in a heading. So we're going to have, let's say, a DIYA alarm control web page. So we're having an alarm control web page. So, Okay, very good. And then we finish the H1/H1. Thank you. If we go now down to the next line, we can simply create a button very easily. So if we start off with the triangle brackets and then type in the word button, in lowercase, put in a space, and then type in the word on click. So this means that we're creating a button on the web page. When we click the button, we want it to do something. Then just put in equals, and then in quotation marks, we can put in the turn on. So it needs a capital O and then round bracket, but we don't have what we're turning on. So we're not going to turn on the lamp, we're going to actually turn on a buzzer. So you don't just type in the word buzzer. We can actually set the buzzer in a minute where the buzzer is. The buzzer is on C5. Okay, thank you. Buzzer is on C5. That's good. So we need to end the quotation mark. And then we can enter the triangle bracket. That's the button. And then at the top, we're going to just put a label. So we'll just say alarm on, for example. Okay, there's a text on the top of the button. And then we can close off the button. So put in the triangle bracket and a slash button. No, that's actually correct what you had, Uday, with the triangle at the end. Okay, but after the alarm on, yes, that's it. Okay, very good, very good. So now just to see where that is on the web page, if you can just go up to the top and just next to the stop code, just press stop code and then press run code again to run that. Then if you scroll down, then you can see this is where the web page is actually forming. Now I have here a buzzer connected to port C5. So if you press your page over there, will it actually connect? That's the question. Okay. I can't hear it, so just go back up and just check the spelling of the buzzer. And okay, it said on. Okay, hang on. All right, it's okay. So slight hardware problem on this end. Okay, so you did manage to turn it on. You can see it's green over there. We don't have an off button. Just click that on button for me, please. The green. Okay, good. We're not, okay, we're not going to activate the lamp because we have JavaScript code which is controlling the lamp at the moment, okay? So we won't do that. If you can just, Uday, if you could just change it back to buzzer and just copy the line, and we're going to also create an off button. Okay, so just change that back to buzzer. The turn on, and we'll copy that and then create a second line. And then on the second line, we can make it turn off. Okay, and then at the top, we'll just change the label to alarm off. So the alarm off, that's good. And just press the stop code and run code again. Okay, very good. And if you scroll down, then there's two buttons. Okay, good. Just try the alarm on button and the alarm off button on the web page. Very good. The alarm off. That's right. It actually shows it on the screen. Alarm off turns off as well. Very good. So what I'm going to show you now, and just to speed up the time, is in this chip, you can actually store also various projects and pages. Uday, just go up to the top and just press the stop code button first, and then just press the get. So under the board, press get. Okay, that's good. So this is the code on the chip, and if you scroll down to the JavaScript loop, you see that what we have here is we have 3 extra lines for the speech. Speech synthesis can be done just with 3 lines. Okay, so you can see there that it actually has text which says, welcome to the police house, okay, when this alarm system goes off so that the robber will actually run. Okay, so if you just go up to the top Uday and press stop, just press the run code button, and then we can run the code. And I hope that you've also shared your sound as well, because it's speech synthesis, because it doesn't come from here. So if I cover the sensor.
Welcome to the police chief's house. Welcome to the police chief's house.
Okay, that's actually coming from his computer. Okay, so over here in Australia, it's being activated and coming from Uday's computer from over there. Okay, very good. Uday, what I want you to do now is just change the text. So where it says, welcome to the police chief's house, you can actually, maybe you can give a comment about the DIYA or Intel or the Guild there as well. Okay. Right. So, all right. So that's the demonstration of the technology. You can actually see then that with the hardware, all those things that the girls did before, the object recognition, the buttons, everything can be done, but we can also add the inputs and the outputs. And the hardware comes with the kit so that all of those can be connected as well directly. Okay, so I'll hand over now to Uday to actually summarize that and to conclude. Sorry, I'll hand back to the chairperson first.
Thank you, Miro. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, Frank. So as all of you know, it's almost 10 p.m. at Australia, and they're still full of energy, a lot of enthusiasm and passion to help all of us learn much more and explore what more are possible through Runlink. So what we just saw now was an example of IoT. And now, for example, using an object classifier, just like we saw. Say, for example, you identify an object. If that object is being moved from that particular position, so automatically from India, we can trigger an alarm in Australia or anywhere in the world. So you can have multiple sensors in a museum, and you can, with just 2 to 3 lines of code, empower and ensure that museum is safe anytime, and it can be controlled at the click of a button. You can always get back the feed, and this is just one application. There's many more possibilities with AI and IoT coming in together, because AI gives you the power of decision making and IoT gives you the power of control. And when both come together, it becomes the most powerful tool. And this is what Runlink with hardware has to offer us. And I'm saying this with confidence because I've been personally mentored by Miro and Peng in Australia during my undergrad. And since then, they've been guiding us, they've been our partners, they've been through us, empowering lots of students, school and college across India. Thank you so much for the wonderful support you've been offering us. And for us, it all started with something very simple. Now, if you ask me, Uday, what is AI? I would say AI is life. I know it would sound strange, but how can AI be life? It's very simple. So would all of us agree that water is life? Water is almost 70% of us, right? So we all agree that water is life? Yes? Can you all use the chat box, please? Is water and life the same? Perfect. So we all agree that what is life? And now, what if there are no microcontrollers? So what if the filtration is still to be made by hand? So microcontroller programming ensures the quality of water, and adding AI to it makes it all the more powerful. So if AI is going to power microcontrollers, and microcontrollers are going to ensure that the quality of water is good, and water is life. So as an engineer, the logical conclusion is AI is absolutely. I would leave that to you. So in this simple way, by learning something small, something simple, with just a small start somewhere, we have a long way to go. And I'm sure all of you have also got manuals. You can always come back also here. And we want all of you to not just stop here, but use this as a foundation and do much more. Ultimately, all that we learn, all that we know is of use only when we implement. Wishing you all the best to implement, learn more, achieve more, and become more. May all your dreams come true. Thank you so much, and over to the host.
Yeah, thanks, sir. And also thank you, Mr. Nero, for that on-point demonstration. And I'm highly honored to be hosting and being a part of such motivating activity. And I can't extend my gratitude more than what our founder did. So I just wanted to give a brief about him before we wind up. So we have our founder, Mr. Uday Shankar, the only Indian recipient of an Young Achiever Award 2020 from Mother Teresa University. During his college days, he has won 14 lakh cash prize as a reward and holds his credit numerous national awards, some being from National Instrument, Texas Instruments, and Accenture and Yahoo. He is the founder of Do It Yourself Academy, a maverick aimed at offering a comprehensive lab experience for learn, understand, and implement concepts of students to develop enterprise, robotics, 3D printing, industrial automation, AI, and Internet of Things. DIYA's Women Entrepreneurship Initiative has been awarded the most promising business for women. DIYA has received Best Futuring Education Company Awards and Excellence in Robot Education Award. He is an entrepreneur driven by passion, his ambition to build a global education enterprise focused on making students future ready. So I'm extremely honored again. Thanks for joining the session. Over to you, sir.
So thank you, Shruti. So as a closing note, I would like to thank Intel for making this possible. So within a short span, we were able to reach out colleges across 4 states across the country, and some even through online submissions. So I'm happy to say that the top 10% only have been admitted into the workshop. The number of applicants had crossed 1,000, and from 1,000, we've taken the best 10%. And from that 10%, the 5% are in front of you are presented today. So amongst the best, we listen to them. And very honestly, we didn't ask them to make PPTs and all that. So whatever you saw was from their own interest. So I'm sure you were able to see that. So all that we did was to give them the platform thanks to Intel. And with the platform they've got, they've gone beyond and they've made sure they make best use of the platform. And we are happy that we've been playing a small role in enabling all this to happen. Thank you so much. Thanks again. We look forward to a long and meaningful association, and with consistent support from electronics. Thanks to Pen and Miro, we're going to be doing much more. This is just the starting point. I'm sure it's a long journey ahead. So over to our team, our supporters from Intel for any closing note. Charu ma'am, Itali ma'am, if you'd like to add something.
Looking at the students' enthusiasm, I think all the efforts are worth it. And it was a great job done by all the students who showed demo. I can say that it is only a drop in the ocean and it's going to be even more. And I hope the students are going to use this in their future for their projects and I hope this particular program has inspired them to stay on STEM field and take up the career in this field. And hope a lot of engineers get graduated and stay in the field and contribute to the society back. Thank you. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Charman. It was very nice of you. And like Mitana was actually sharing, so we've been working on 2 of UN's SDGs, which is 1, women empowerment, that is for gender equality. Second is in terms of quality education. And when both come hand in hand, this is how the result is. Thank you. And once again, over to Mitali ma'am, if you'd like to share something.
Thank you. I think, this was the best 1.5 hours that I've spent in the past week. The demo was amazing. I can't believe that you can click a button in India and lamp shows up in Australia. And many of the students, the energy, the enthusiasm, the confidence, the interest, please keep it up. And like Charu said, I don't want to repeat the same thing again, but consider staying in the science field, engineering field, and think about how you can contribute to society. Thank you once again. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Hey, just to add to what Mitali mentioned, the Intel's goal about sponsoring this particular program, and also lot more initiatives are happening from Intel side, just for the purpose of inspiring more and more girls to enter STEM field. Because in India, if you see, we have about, if I remember correctly, it is about 20% of women in this field. So the aim is to increase that and make it at par with other genders. And it would be nice if we see these students turn into great engineers and inspiring more and more girls in the future. That's the dream of Intel as well.
Thank you, Sharma. Siri ma'am, something if you'd like to add, we'd be happy to hear from you.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. I would like to thank DIYA for the partnership and the custom made it for our needs. And so happy to see the confidence of the girls. Keep it up. This may be the end of a program, but a beginning. Whole lot of opportunities, ideas. I'm sure is going to come out of this students. Waiting to see more such innovative ideas come out. And thank you once again, Latika and Uday, for our constant support. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So again, gratitude to all our partners who have helped us reach colleges, and welcome students to be part of the program. And all credit goes to our team of mentors. So day in, day out, they've been working with students. So very good efforts and well done. So the success of the program goes to the entire team. So starting right from the enrollment, the scrutiny, shortlisting, preparing the documentation, mentoring, finally supporting in doubt clarification, and then we are here today. Congratulations to the entire team for making the program successful. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Yeah, kudos to all of us. Thanks for joining, and it's very happy to see that we have 75 participants right from start till now. So I guess it's time to wind up. Thank you all. Yeah, hope you have a great day.
Are we able to have a group picture?
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
The cameras.
Then we can show your work for the STEM roundtables in ASEAN.
Yeah. Others, whoever is possible, you can please turn on your videos. We'll just have a quick snap.
Yep.
First, you to on your video, you can have a quick photo. Anish, can you take screenshots, please?
Yeah, give me a moment.
Since we can all put on your video, it'll be a nice group photo. It's going to be just as the name list, please.
One moment, team. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. We'll meet again.
Yeah.
Keep safe.
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah.